This is Ryan Brown from mockquestions.com. In today's video, we will be discussing 5 digital content manager interview questions. But before we do that, just a quick disclaimer, these questions are not guaranteed to be asked at your interview. I've pulled all of today's questions and answers from our website, mockquestions.com. Now, let's get started. Question number 1. How can you tell if the content you have posted was successful or not? The interviewer wants to hear how you would quantitatively establish whether your team's content has been performing well or not. You'll want to discuss how you would use data analytics to show the success or lack thereof of any published content. Common metrics that might be used in the scenario include traffic, likes, shares, and search engine rankings. In one of my previous roles, I worked with my team to produce a special online report that we distributed to existing subscribers and promoted to prospects. I was able to show upper management that this project was highly successful based on key metrics that I pulled using Google Analytics. These KPIs included opens, shares, click-through rates, traffic, and conversions. The report resulted in numerous demo requests, on-site appointments, and several conversions to both trial and paid subscriptions. Question number 2. What are the important factors to consider when creating a brief? A content brief is a document that compiles all the information someone needs to create a piece of content. It should include editorial and brand guidelines, the content manager's vision for the content, and search engine optimization or SEO requirements. The interviewer wants to know if you have experience creating a brief and what you think should be included in it. In your answer, make sure to mention that the brief should highlight the target audience and purpose of the content. I've written my own briefs many times and have also created content from other people's briefs. In my opinion, the most important thing that a brief must have in it is information about the target audience so the content creator knows exactly how to tailor the content. The intended audience drastically impacts how the story is told and also how it is distributed. Beyond that, the brief should include the purpose of the piece as well as editorial guidelines and SEO information. Question number 3. How would you describe our company's writing style and voice? The interviewer wants to know if you've done your research on their company by looking up content that they've previously published. This is something you should definitely do before the interview takes place so you are ready to talk about the type of content the company tends to post. If you've written similar content before in the past, then be sure to mention it. I've read your content many times before, both before I noticed your job opening and since then as I've researched the company more thoroughly. The style of your typical piece comes off to me as innovative, fun, and creative, but also informative. The voice of your company isn't stuffy and formal. This is a style of writing that I prefer to produce myself, and I've brought some samples with me so you can see. I think this will be a great fit. Question number 4. What are the relevant metrics to track ROI on social media? One important aspect of online content is social media. If the interviewer asks you this question, it is likely their company uses social media as part of their online content strategy. Let them know which metrics you would use to determine the return on investment for a social media campaign. I would use Google Analytics to track several different data points if I was running a social media campaign for your company. In particular, I would look at engagement, brand reach, lead generation, and conversions. Likes and shares are always great to see, but the proof is in the pudding. Are we getting conversions or leads from the social media content or not? I'm always happy to see lots of website visits, downloads, and positive reviews too. But the most important ROI metrics to track are always leads and conversions. Question number 5. Let's imagine that Google decides to devalue a previously successful SEO technique that you use. What would you do? As a digital content manager, you have to keep tabs on a lot of things. Content creation, distribution, managing your team, staying on top of new methods and tools. You also need to be aware of search engine optimization techniques and any changes that might impact your company's website and blog traffic. This is bound to happen at some point as it has happened before in the past. Obviously, SEO is very important because any changes to it could mean losing traffic to our website or blogs because they are no longer ranking high in the search engine results. First, I would strive to be proactive, staying up to date on breaking news about these kinds of changes so we aren't caught off guard. If a change did take place, then I would research it every time this happens. Experts post recommendations on how to combat or fix the problem. I would also make sure that our SEO checklist is continually monitored and up to date, because one change likely won't ruin our rankings completely, if everything else is already optimized. That way we'll be able to quickly recover. Thank you for watching. If you want more digital content manager interview questions, then head over to mockquestions.com today and get started.